Okay, so we got, what is this? So Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to tank the industry from your boy Legendary Drops. Okay, what? The only thing that could happen to GTA 6, like, there's nothing bad that could happen. Surely.
People have no idea how crazy things are about to get. You know, first we started off hearing that Grand Theft Auto 6 could bring price hikes up to $100. Journalists and developers cheering it on. Yes, this is exactly what we need to have happen. Increase the prices. Now the shoe is on the other foot.
Yeah, because what was it? A fucking basketball game was like one of the first games years ago to make the price go from like, what was it? Was it 50 to 60 or 60 to 70? It was like some basketball game or whatever. And it's been $70 for a while now. And like that was just the trend. So is GTA 6 going to be the first game in a while to make it go from, it's not going to go up to $100. Like if GTA 6 goes up to like $100, like the rest of the games are not going to go up to $100. If anything, GTA 6 would need to go up to $80, like $79.99. And that will mark the first game to go make everything go up.
Journalists and developers and analysts are saying that Grand Theft Auto 6 could very well be a threat to the entire industry. A game so successful and so disruptive that it could shut down entire studios and publishers. This is the most anticipated game of all time. And it could be the most successful game of all time, depending on how things go. And that could be a catalyst to an apocalypse of sorts. Something that's not just going to be felt by the initial release, but could very well freeze the entire industry for months before its release and after its release. We are going to see years of overpromising, under-delivering, and failing to listen catch up to a vast majority of this industry. They have failed to stay competitive. They have gotten complacent. And because of that, one game could bring the world down around them. One game. So today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the success of Grand Theft Auto. We're going to talk about the behemoth that it became, how it became that way, because we need to understand it to know what it's going to do next. And we're going to talk about how Grand Theft Auto might be so successful, it's going to shut down studios for good. Every Grand Theft Auto launch has been a moment in gaming history, not just a release date, but a cultural flashpoint.
Oh my god, I remember this one. What is this, 3? This was like the first one to go from that bullshit top-down thing that was in the older ones to 3D. And this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the one where you could like input the cheats with like left, like L1, R1, R1, R2, or whatever. And then it was like up, down, left, right, or like spin that shit in a circle and then hit all the buttons. And then voila, you got like the money glitch, or you have like the infinite armor or infinite health glitch, or just spawn a tank or like right in front of you or some shit like that.
GTA 3 launched back in 2001, and it changed everything, setting the blueprint for modern open world games by combining freedom, story, and chaos in a 3D city that truly felt alive. Funny enough, when Rockstar was trying to get funding for their new game, they approached Microsoft, who was preparing to launch the original Xbox, and they were looking for exclusives, but Microsoft actually turned them down, believing that there wasn't a market for something so controversial. And they doubted that Rockstar would even be able to pull it off. That game would then go on to sell 14.5 million copies. That's a number that AAA studios struggle to reach even today.
Even today. It was the best-selling video game of 2001, among the best-selling PlayStation 2 games with over 11.6 million copies sold. It has sold over 14.5 mil copies overall. And bro, Monster Hunter Wilds just crested over 10 million just recently. So keep that as a little perspective.
Let alone back in 2001. Vice City built on that only a year later with a style over substance attitude that somehow still had both, and it reached 17 million copies sold. And then San Andreas in 2004 expanded the scope massively that it felt like an entirely new genre. They introduced layered systems, character customization, and a layer of exploration that few games have matched even decades later. Each entry didn't just succeed, it set a standard. But GTA's dominance wasn't just commercial, it was
Oh yeah, this was the beginning of the era of violent video games make people violent or create violent individuals. Yep, and you can bet your ass that they're gonna open up their little chat GPT script and repeat and dribble out all the same bullet points of our violent video games, the cause of violent individuals. Oh, guys, we gotta look at this again. Be prepared for that bullshit.
Was cultural. These games didn't just show up on the front page of gaming sites. They made headlines in mainstream news. Politicians were condemning them and celebrities were trying to get featured in them. It was one of the very few series where controversy actually became its marketing, and it worked. GTA wasn't just a game you played, it was something that you had to have an opinion on, even if you never touched a controller. Now, by the time GTA 4 rolled around, the series had already hit sort of a saturation point. Everybody knew what it was, but Rockstar still wanted it to grow even bigger, and they knew if they wanted to do that, the series had to evolve. So they leaned hard into cinematic realism, storytelling, and emotional weight, foreshadowing what we'd later see them perfect in Red Dead Redemption. They overhauled systems like driving and shooting, but more importantly, they had proved that this franchise could be more than just satire, crime, and explosions. It could have soul. That shift in priorities ended up paying off, and that game ended up reaching 28 million copies sold.
Dang.
But then came GTA 5 in 2013, and it wasn't just a hit game. It became one of the most profitable pieces of entertainment media ever made.
Oh,
As
yeah.
of 2025, GTA 5 has sold over 210 million copies.
210 million copies. That's insane. 5 million units sold in final months of 24. Bro, 5 million units just last year? Bro, there are brand spanking new games that can't even hit that. That's crazy.
With the Grand Theft Auto franchise as a whole crossing 420 million copies sold. It's not just one of the biggest video game successes of all time, it is one of the most dominant media properties in human history, second only to Minecraft. Just to illustrate how absurd that 210 million copies sold number is, the highest selling Pokemon game of all time, Red, Blue, and Yellow, sold 47 million copies.
Oh.
Pokemon, the world's largest franchise, full stop, as a whole, is only 60 million copies ahead of Grand Theft Auto's total copies sold.
That's
That
crazy.
is insane. Now, part of that dominance comes from Rockstar not chasing trends. GTA 5 did its own thing. It offered 3 protagonists, a massive and detailed map, smart comedy, great controls, and an incredibly accurate take on Los Angeles. But what really extended the game's lifespan was GTA Online, a constantly evolving multiplayer ecosystem that in a lot of ways invented what we see in the live service model today, and it changed the entire gaming industry. Earlier games like World of Warcraft, Team Fortress, and even Call of Duty seasonal DLCs experimented with persistent updates and monetization, but GTA Online was the first to blend Rockstar's cinematic single-player legacy with an open-ended, community-driven sandbox supported by a decade of free content and paid drops. It became a second life for millions of players around the world and a blueprint for how publishers could turn a one-time purchase into an ongoing revenue machine. I mean,
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. But like if a brand new player is trying to pick up GTA 5 for the first time, are they getting it for the campaign or are they getting it for like the multiplayer, or is it like they're trying to get into like GTA RP or something like that? I mean, ultimately it doesn't really matter. They got the copy. I don't know, like how do most people consume GTA 5 is my question. Do they play the campaign and then just naturally migrate into multiplayer, and then from multiplayer into what do you call it, into like RP or something like that? Like that's my question, because I'm just so, this is all over my head. I know one of the big drawbacks of GTA is like the shark cards, which is just like the like pay real money for like in-game currency type of deal, and then you can buy like what was it, like cars, hotels, and like, or not hotels, but like nice I don't know, condos or something in the game.
I mean, as of this moment, GTA 5 Legacy and Enhanced Editions are pulling over 180,000 players combined on Steam. Not
Dang.
counting Epic Games launcher, not counting the Rockstar launcher, not counting consoles or
Yeah.
any other platforms. And it's continued this pace for over a decade. Let that sink in. We know this wasn't just Rockstar's golden touch because they tried it again with Red Dead Online and it didn't stick, despite Red Dead Redemption 2 being one of the most critically acclaimed games of all time, a massive favorite among fans. The online component never reached the same scale. It lacked the same flexibility, the same energy, the same community buy-in. It's not just about making a good game anymore. It's about making one that people want to live in. I mean, if you guys think about it, Rockstar didn't even plan for what became...
I mean, well, yeah, I think more people would want to live in like a city than the Wild West. No, where you can like just buy cars and planes and helicopters and tanks and whatever else. Meanwhile, if you try to do anything in the Wild West, it's like, what are you gonna buy? A stagecoach?
The game's biggest feature, GTA RP. Through modded servers and third-party tools, players carved out entire identities, careers, and communities within GTA Online, completely independent of Rockstar's original vision. These aren't just small niche servers either. They exploded in popularity on Twitch, became homes for professional voice actors, streamers, and even celebrities, and gave rise to some of the most emergent player-driven storytelling I think we've ever seen in a video game before. While these other studios are trying to spend millions of dollars to manufacture community engagement and force players into predefined seasonal loops, Rockstar accidentally made the perfect sandbox. And the community then turned it into a digital stage. It's living proof that if you give players the freedom and tools instead of a roadmap, well, they'll often build something more compelling than a studio ever could. And I think that's what makes this franchise so powerful. GTA is so chaotic, unfiltered, insolent, and intelligent. It, in a lot of ways, mocks the industry that makes it. Even the players that play it and the world it represents, it connects players across all demographics because it offers something incredibly rare in this industry: freedom. It's both casual and hardcore. It can be a cinematic experience, a sandbox of absurdity, or something deeply social. And that's why when GTA 6 finally lands, it's not just going to compete with other games. It's going to compete with everything else. Streaming shows, blockbuster movies, social media. It's going to dominate the cultural bandwidth.
Like, when GTA 6 finally drops, everybody is going to be on that shit, dude. Maybe even you'll get Elon Musk to play it if he doesn't pay somebody to play it for him.
Again. And I think that's the terrifying part for everyone else, because for all the games that we've seen that have come and gone over the last decade, nothing has maintained a death grip on relevance like GTA 5. It has been nearly 12 years since the initial release, and it's still outperforming new AAA launches. Rockstar hasn't released a mainline game since Red Dead Redemption 2, and they've remained one of the most talked about studios in the world just off of the strengths of 2 games. That's what real power looks like, and the only thing that I could really compare it to is Valve, and that says a lot. Now, I haven't played a Grand Theft Auto since San Andreas, and I just recently went back to go play Grand Theft Auto 5, trying to get some footage for this video, and it's like a time capsule. It is a time capsule for how games used to feel like to play. The character portrayals, the tight controls, the dialogue, the storytelling, the atmosphere, everything a player wants out of a game or expects out of a game is here. And the elements that we expect the least, well, they just only add to the immersion. The act of playing the game feels fantastic, but then you find yourself golfing, playing tennis, or maybe you're just chilling on the couch watching your favorite TV shows like Kung Fu Rainbow Laser Force, where conservative heroes are trying to fight to keep everybody virgins.
Oh my god, I forgot about this. What the fuck? You can like do some, like change a channel, volume up, volume down, press E to stop watching, left click to smoke, right click to stand up. Like, what the fuck are those controls, dude? Oh my god.
Or impotent rage, the liberal superhero that's trying to take down corporate corruption through tantrums while also owning their own multi-billion-dollar company. You know,
bro, like all these little like meme shows that have been injected in there. Oh my god, they gotta do like both sides. They gotta make fun of the left and the right.
everybody wants what Rockstar has, but nobody's been able to recreate it. Not for a lack of trying. Dozens of studios have tried to take their shot at being the next big crime sandbox, from Watch Dogs to Sleeping Dogs to Saints Row, and we got a couple of good games out of it as a result, but those results always end up feeling synthetic. They copy the structure without understanding the spirit. They try to capture the edge without earning the credibility. What they miss is that GTA isn't just about gameplay or genre, it's about tone, cultural timing. It's a studio that mocks the very systems it profits from. You can't fake that. and you can't buy it either. The reality of the matter is Rockstar didn't build GTA with quarterly targets in mind. They built it with an attitude. There's a level of self-awareness in these games that most publishers would kill well before it even left the concept phase, except for maybe Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh, yeah.
GTA is one of the last remaining franchises where writing is still allowed to punch in every direction.
I know. Oh, bro, when GTA 6 like drops, it's gonna offend. If it does it right, it's gonna offend hopefully everybody, and nobody should take it seriously because it's a video game.
Where the world is offensive, ridiculous, and absurd on purpose. And I think that's what gives it life, because that is life in a lot of ways. That's what makes the satire feel earned rather than forced, and why so many other games end up falling flat. They're scared to say something real, or worse, they don't even know how to. Rockstar has built a reputation for itself, one that we don't normally see in the AAA side of this industry, not just for quality, but for consistency. They rarely speak, but when they do, people listen. Player expectations are through the roof right now, but nobody seems down on the game. And even with all of the AAA flops that everybody's been seeing, well, everybody just has a feeling that this game is going to deliver. And while normally I'm a skeptic, after playing Grand Theft Auto 5 and having played some of their previous games, I get it. There's something deeply human about Grand Theft Auto that no other studio can seemingly replicate. And I don't think people fully grasp how big of a moment the launch of Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be. I didn't even realize it until I started looking into the numbers and looking at the data. And how did I not see this coming? We are talking about a game that is financially, culturally, historically, definitively the game. It is one of the very few games on a very short list that I know almost everybody in the world has either heard about or played.
Well, what about like Tetris or Pong or Mario or something like that? What about those games?
And you can't say that about a lot of games,
Oh,
even
yeah.
if they're not gamers. If I shrink that down to just gamers, everybody's played it. I'm sure there's a few people that haven't. That is a very, very small subsection of the audience.
200 million.
That's how impressive and significant this IP is, while also being the most controversial and offensive game ever made in a lot of ways.
I mean, hopefully we don't do the thing where we like overhype the game and just build it up to be some like monumental thing that could like just never live up to anything that we've built up in our heads. Hopefully that like everybody's cautiously optimistic. Surely nobody loses their mind.
We're talking about a game that sold 220 million copies, bridging the gap between race, age, gender, any definitive trait. Anyone can play and buy this game. And what's funny is that flies in the face of everything that this industry stands for. Because at the end of the day, when any of these companies that are trying to reach a wider audience, and I've talked about this in the past, almost all of them, that boils down to softening the edges, tone policing, or just general sensitivity.
I mean, the whole softening of the edges thing, it is, I mean, we've seen it with a lot of games throughout, like, the last, I mean, was, like, GTA, honestly, was GTA 5, like, the last hard game, like, pointed, offensive type of game, but then everything after that, everything just went, like, soft? I mean, no, there's probably got to be, like, a couple outliers here and there, but, like, the trend of unfinished game, the game comes out early access, there's so many bugs, so on and so forth. XYZ studio has to come out and apologize with a little apology letter on why their game sucks, or like, like, I don't even know, dude. Like, when GTA 6 drops, like, could there be something too taboo in that game? Something, I mean, because, you know, what you always try to do, like, your next installment, bigger and better, right? You try to touch on, like, new things that you never touched on before. Try to give like a new perspective on something. Is GTA 6 going to break new grounds again?
And then you look at this game. If you look at the top 10 best-selling games of all time, they're almost all E for everyone or T for teen. And then there's Grand Theft Auto right there in second place.
Yeah.
You know, people dropped their jaws when they saw Black Myth Wukong reach 20 million copies sold in a month. This game could very well sell 20 million copies in a day.
Yeah.
And if they release day and date on PC, they double that number. And that's not the route they're going for whatever reason, likely because they want to double dip. It's going to work. You know, I talk about how I don't want these companies to be greedy, but if you're going to...
Oh, yeah, I'm not getting a fucking console for GTA. Fuck that.
be greedy, you have to earn it. Rockstar's earned it. That's how this works. But that's the reason why this industry is terrified of this game right now, because there's no one that is out there, no game that is out there that can stand up to this thing. And that's the bed that they've made for themselves. This game is going to capture conversation. It's going to take over social media, and it's going to blot out the sun in a lot of ways. There's just going to be no getting around it. And because of that, because of how dominant...
I mean, what
this game is...
What about Skyrim? All right, what, like Skyrim ain't got no horse in the race when it comes to like anticipated games? I mean, I think there's a lot of people that love Skyrim. Isn't that like one of the most modded games of like all time? I mean, with like the next installment of Elder Scrolls, I mean that's probably what we're gonna be talking about next. I don't know, maybe the hype for the next Elder Scrolls isn't as strong, just because it's like the fantastical magic wizards type of vibe. Not as many people can get down with that as they can with like city, cars, guns, shooting people type of vibes. It's more relatable as opposed to like the dragons, magic, sword and shields type of deal. I mean, I get it.
Is going to be once it releases, well, it's going to cause the collapse of studios, publishers, and games industry-wide. Today, many companies are in a state of absolute fragility financially, creatively, structurally. In the past couple of years, we've seen over 50,000 jobs that have been lost across the entire gaming industry. Developers, artists, designers, people with years of experience are being laid off in the thousands. Entire studios are being shut down. Projects are being canceled mid-development. Publishers consolidating, pivoting, restructuring, whatever corporate term they need to be able to use to say that we made bad bets and now somebody else has to pay for it. And the games that have made it to release, half of them haven't even been able to find an audience. Some of the biggest AAA launches that we've seen over the past couple of years, games with enormous budgets and years of hype behind them, have turned out to be massive disappointments. Not just financially, but in the eyes of players that they were meant to serve. The trust is gone, the margins are thin, and the cost for failure is higher than ever. So when a game like Grand Theft Auto 6 enters into the conversation, a game so massive, so dominant, and so all-consuming that it can literally reshape the release calendar for an entire year, it doesn't just make people nervous, it makes them panic. Because one wrong move in the shadow of a game like this, that's all it takes.
Bro, any other game that is trying to come out in the same month as GTA has got to move over Rover. All right, you delay your shit, put some more polish on it. You know, what's the worst that could happen? Delay your game for like a month or two, all right? Maybe even 3 months. You know, you see the trend of people that play games right now. They play less and less games. They just simply play one game for longer and longer. Most notably, like the look at the live service games. Like, people don't deviate that much. Maybe they have like their one live service game that they have on their daily thing. And then if something else like piques their interest, they may go get like another game and just dabble into it. But then they go back to like the live service game when like the new season drops or something like that. And also, like, there's a lot of people that are just going back and playing all the old games from like 15, 20 years ago. All right, there's that crowd too. So like, if you're like a new game studio trying to drop your game, thinking that like, oh, it's just GTA, who gives a shit? We'll release our game in like the next week from GTA. It's like, no, dude, you need at least a month like afterward. at least a month afterward from that. I would say even give it 2 months to come out with a game. Because people are going to be like sucked into this, depending on if this thing comes out with like live service on day one. I mean, because like the trickle down like content that we got from GTA 5 was like it lasted so many years, dude. It did.
In an article written by Tyler Wilde, a PC gamer, titled "The Specter of a GTA 6 Delay Haunts the Games Industry, Some Companies Are Gonna Tank If They Guess Wrong," says analyst, "Will GTA 6 release in 2025? That's what everyone in the business wants to know." Tyler Wilde writes, "The near future plans of many game studios depend on whether or not Grand Theft Auto 6 actually releases this year, and making the wrong guess could be disastrous for some of them," says Ben Porter, director of consulting of game industry intelligence firm Newzoo.
Here's my question. Is it against the law to just ask Rockstar, hey, when you guys plan on releasing that shit, so we can release our game at like some other time, so we're not like about to get like rolled over from you whenever you release your game? Is that just simply against the law to just ask them? I just don't know.
If you're a game company who's holding its breath waiting for GTA 6 to get out and then it gets delayed.
Wait, if you're a game company who's holding its breath a little bit and it gets delayed by 3, 4, 5, 6 months, what do you do? Oh, so GTA has like a target date, but then it's like, oh, delayed. So that means all the other games that were supposed to come out like months afterward also have to delay because they don't want to get hit by the shockwave that is GTA 6. And like, if you get GTA 6, you're probably not going to get like another game for a little bit.
By 3, 4, 5, 6 months, what do you do? Said Porter in an interview with PC Gamer at GDC 2025 this week. You either have to be able to launch in that big black hole that's been left open now, or you have to extend your run date by an additional 6 months. I'm certain some companies are going to tank as a result of that, right? GTA 6 is currently scheduled to launch on consoles this fall. PC is still to be decided, annoyingly, but it's so common for games to be delayed that it's easy to imagine it being pushed back to 2026. Cyberpunk 2077 was delayed, Starfield was delayed, Assassin's Creed Shadows was delayed. Big games get delayed a lot. It's common for studios to time their releases to avoid big competitors that are likely to hog the limelight, and there isn't a bigger hog than a new GTA. Even very niche games might want to get out of the way of it, picking release dates in spring or summer of 2026. But if GTA 6 itself is delayed till spring or summer of 2026, those developers could end up having to push their release dates even further out, a setback that could be disastrous for a studio whose finances are already fragile. And given the number of closures we've seen in recent years, financial fragility doesn't seem rare. On the other hand, a last-minute GTA 6 delay could be a big opportunity for anyone who can fill the space with a game that tides over disappointed GTA fans. There's
the last one.
A lot of money riding on what Rockstar decides to do before the end of the year, and not just for Rockstar. One possible clue to the likelihood of a GTA 6 delay is the Borderlands 4 release date.
Oh boy, Gearbox yet again is having timing issues. What a surprise. The last didn't they have like a timing issue with what was their like multiplayer game? Gearbox multiplayer game timing issue. What the fuck game was it? Multiplayer timing is no. God dang it. Risk of Rain, Fortnite, Borderlands 3, Halo. What? No, where the heck was it? Battleborn, that's what it was. Battleborn was supposed to be a competitor to Overwatch, but it came out at the exact same time as or not the exact same time, but like, was it like a week or something? Free-to-play FPS shooter video game developed by Gearbox, published by 2K. The game was released worldwide on May 3rd, 2016. supposed to be a hero shooter with elements of multiplayer online battle arena like Overwatch. This thing came out alongside with Overwatch, and it was just timing. Like Battleborn could have been good, but Overwatch came out first, and then this thing came out like shortly after, and people were just stuck on Overwatch. Nobody really gave this thing a shot. It never got a chance to like shine or whatever. But I mean, yeah, it's like, oh, Borderlands 4 release date. Really? It's supposed to be coming out in like 2025? When was Borderlands 3 released? I mean, 2019? Oh shit. That's like 4 years. Oh wait, no, 6 years. Oh, okay. I mean, 6 years to come out with your next game for Borderlands? I mean, please, God, please. Don't be a fucking turd like this thing. I mean, that's fine. I don't know. I mean, me being 35 and I got like some money because I have a job. Like I can afford to get like if these games came out like at the same time, I would be able to buy them. But like, I understand that like depending on what happens with GTA 6, these guys, I don't know what their plan is. These guys could like plan to like increase their like base price or something if GTA comes out and it's like it's $80 for the base game. Suck a dick, gamers. And then it would stand to reason that all these other game companies would be like, oh, GTA is doing $80. That means we get to do $80 too. All right. Like, it's understandable that could happen. I mean, yeah. I mean, the only thing that comes to mind when I see the price hike is this graph yet again. Where gaming used to be, everybody could play it so long as you had like a little bit of money to play your game, and yeah, everything was peaches and rainbows. But slowly over the course of time, it's like this is like where everybody is at. This is where everybody is fine paying like back in the day, the games were like $40, and then they went up to like $50, and then they went up to like $60, and now they're up to like $70, and potentially they could go up to like $80. But this is the price that's going up. Meanwhile, the amount of people that can play it, the graph would go like this. Wait, is that right? No. That's fucking wrong. Jesus. Oh my god. Edit, undo. Bop, bop, bop. Wait, no, that was right. So a lot of people could play it in the beginning. No, I was right. A lot of people can play it when it's cheap, but then again, once the price goes up, then not a lot of people can play it. So the graph is inverse. Math is hard.
September 23rd, 2025. Why would Take-Two, who owns both Borderlands 4 and Grand Theft Auto 6, put them in competition with each other this fall? Does Borderlands 4 release date mean that GTA 6 is likely to be delayed? It's a sensible guess, but I wouldn't want money riding on it. Porter says there's hope that the games industry as a whole could get a boost from GTA 6's release, which, if nothing else, will probably get a lot of people to upgrade their consoles, but he doubts that the industry execs are all going to be smiles this fall, whatever happens. You hear a lot of people who are saying that GTA 6 is going to rejuvenate the market, said Porter, and I think there's an element of truth to that, but I don't know that it's necessarily going to be universally uplifting. It'll certainly create an effect. It will put eyes back onto the games market from investors and things like that. But everybody that we're talking to, their ships are trying to move out of the way of this big iceberg that is GTA 6. Everybody is pulling their game forward, pushing their game back. this strategy is to get out of the way. So if that's what everybody's behavior is, then how do you think that this is going to rejuvenate the games industry? I'm going to tell it to you guys straight. I think we're going to see some genuinely unfinished games hit the market very soon here. Rushed out the door, not because they're ready, but because they feel like the clock is ticking. Unless Rockstar publicly sets a firm release date for Grand Theft Auto 6 soon, developers and publishers are going to start panicking. And if they panic, well, they're going to panic in the worst way possible by trying to guess. The only good answer here, the only move that offers them any type of breathing room, is to launch before Grand Theft Auto 6. Because if you launch after it, well, it's already too late. It doesn't matter how good your game is. There is a very real chance that nobody is going to be paying attention. People are going to be knee-deep into Grand Theft Auto 6, talking about it, streaming it, and living in it. Games that launch during Grand Theft Auto 6's window are going to be crushed. Games that launch directly after it are going to be ignored. And the studios that wait too long, hoping the storm will pass, they're gambling with time that they may not have. Some of these companies are already running on fumes. A delay of a few extra months could end up pushing some of these guys into bankruptcy, especially if their only shot at survival fails to land. I'm not being hyperbolic here. It's simple math. We've seen the budgets that these companies have been spending. And what's terrifying is nobody is safe. Not the indies, not the AA studios, not the biggest AAA publishers in the world.
I mean, I think indie games are pretty safe. No? I mean, indie games tend to have like a cult following. It's like they don't really give a shit about the gigantic GTA. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong.
Auto 6 isn't just going to be a game, it's going to be a cultural event. It will pull everyone into its orbit, whether they like it or not. It doesn't matter what genre you're in or whether or not your game is live service, single player, or a turn-based cozy farming simulator roguelike. You will feel this game's presence because the players you're trying to reach are going to be somewhere else. Now, what's crazy is that Newzoo actually saw this coming. In a 2023 survey, they had found that most players were sticking to older games and older live service games, with Grand Theft Auto Online being one of the biggest ones. And that tells you something. A huge part of the gaming audience is not constantly chasing the next release. They are waiting for the next big thing. And when Grand Theft Auto 6 drops, that group is going to migrate in mass.
Oh yeah, that is 100% could be the next big thing. But like, everyone's gonna chew through the campaign, but then what are they gonna have for online? Is it just gonna be like a copy paste version of GTA 5? I mean, is the anti-cheat system gonna be like good? Because if not, I mean, everyone's just gonna be sitting there fucking spamming the money glitch or whatever, trying to cheat the fuck out of their game. But that's like the story of every like online game ever.
Communities are going to shift overnight. Streamers are going to jump ship. Player bases are going to crater. Games that were holding on just fine are going to find themselves abandoned. Not because they did anything wrong, but because Rockstar simply just showed up. I mean, this is a release that could literally pull people away from their hobbies, away from movies, away from Netflix, away from social media, away from their friends. And we don't actually have any modern data to be able to predict what that impact is going to look like. The last time this franchise released a mainline title was over a decade ago. The landscape is completely different now. Gaming has grown exponentially. Streaming and YouTube have taken over entertainment, and the audience is even bigger and more plugged in than ever before. Whatever impact GTA 5 had, well, let's just raise that by a few exponents.
Elon Musk.
And what makes this all the more unpredictable is the current AAA landscape is weaker than it's ever been. Sure, we've had a few commercial successes. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 made some waves, even though it fizzled out thanks to Activision's ongoing identity crisis. Hogwarts Legacy had a massive year. Monster Hunter Wilds is doing great, but these aren't industry-shifting releases. In fact, many of the biggest breakout successes we've seen haven't come from the top of the food chain. They've come from the middle and the margins. Indie and AA games have been filling the gaps from these bloated, over-compromised AAA failures. We haven't seen what a real AAA, megaton, no-misstep juggernaut can do in this era of widespread volatility. But we're about to. And that's actually where I agree with the article. Grand Theft Auto 6 might rejuvenate the industry, but not in the way that they think. If Rockstar sticks to their tone and identity, the things that define Grand Theft Auto 5, if they don't try to soften it, don't sanitize it, don't try to thread the needle with authenticity and ideology, then it could reset the standard for what AAA games are supposed to be. If it meets
the whole cultural ideology and whatnot. That's going to be a good question. I mean, but like with how sensitive people are on both sides, people are going to find a way to bitch, moan, complain about the game in some way, shape, or form. I mean, you got like some people saying if there's like any sort of like minority type of person in their game, it's like, it's woke. And then you got other people saying if there's like no minority type person in their game, it's like it's a Nazi game. And it's like, Jesus Christ, guys, what are we doing? Yeah, and it's just like everything that like people complain about. It's like very surface level, and there's never like any like deeper examination of like why you don't like XYZ thing.
Meets expectations, that's already enough. But if it exceeds them, if it delivers a polished, boundary-pushing, narrative-rich experience that still manages to retain the soul of the franchise, it is going to blow a crater in the middle of the AAA space. Because suddenly there will be no more excuses. No more we didn't have the budget. No more live service demands compromises. No more we had to design the game for the broadest audience possible. We've already seen this happen. Elden Ring and Baldur's Gate 3 were cultural tipping points. They were both uncompromising games that delivered exactly what players wanted, sometimes more in a lot of cases, and that shifted player expectations overnight. Players want depth, creativity, systems that respect their time, and experiences that don't talk down to them. And let's face it, most of the AAA space.
Well, here's the thing. Because the game is based in Florida, and isn't it, have they gone on record to say it's like kind of in Miami? Since it's based in Florida, and we've all seen the trailer, I think the game can get away with doing literally almost anything. Like, if the game talks down to you, everyone's going to be like, well, that's just what happens. It's Florida. Florida man this, Florida man that. Like, if it's Florida, it's anything goes. Okay? Like, does GTA 6 get a pass to do, like, whatever it wants because it's in Florida?
Isn't built to deliver that. Not anymore. So if GTA 6 clears that bar, or worse for the industry, sets a new one, it's going to trigger another wave of discontent. Players are going to start comparing everything to Grand Theft Auto 6. They're going to start asking harder questions. Why doesn't this game feel alive? Why doesn't this game respect my intelligence? Why doesn't this game offer the freedom and polish that Rockstar proved is possible? And a lot of other studios aren't going to have any good answers, which means lower sales, which means more layoffs, and maybe, just maybe, the long overdue reckoning that this industry has been avoiding for years. So yes, Grand Theft Auto 6 could rejuvenate the industry, not by saving it, but by exposing it.
Yeah.
We have never seen a game as successful as Grand Theft Auto 5 get a sequel. Take a minute to think about that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The impact of this game, the effects of this game are going to be...
Yeah, when's Minecraft 2? Minecraft 2, Electric Boogaloo.
So widespread and so earth-shattering that I don't think there's a way to properly comprehend just how big this release is going to be. I'm starting to believe that the reason why they delayed the game on PC isn't because they wanted to double dip, though that is a really nice side benefit that they're going to get. I actually think that they might be doing it because they realize the economic strife that this game is going to cause. I don't even know if I'm doing this story any justice. That's how big this game is. Do you guys remember how big Overwatch was? It was everywhere. It dominated everything. Everyone was talking about it.
I mean, yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 5 was 4 Overwatches.
Damn. So like, how many copies do you think they're gonna sell in like the first day? And then how many copies do you think they're gonna sell in like the first week? And then how many copies do you think they're gonna sell in like the first month? First day, they're probably gonna sell like 20 million copies. Like 15 to 20 million copies in the first day, first week. I would probably say it'll go up to maybe 40. And then first month, I mean, it could probably go up to like maybe potentially even like 100 million. Potentially 20, 40, 100. That's just a guess.
It was 4 Pokemon Blue and Red. It was 5 World of Warcrafts. It was 5 Call of Duty Modern Warfares. Like, my brain cannot figure this thing out.
Yeah, and that's just with the number of 200 million copies.
going to dominate everything. Conversation, TV shows, social media, YouTube, Twitch streams. You're going to see it everywhere. And the industry, as it is today, cannot overcome it. And this is the bed that they've made for themselves, especially the AAA side. Over a decade, not a single one of these studios have been able.
Bro, how baller or how hilarious would it be if GTA 6 came out and it was just a complete dog shit game? That would be the funniest fucking shit, dude. Like, it's just bad. You gotta like fire the game up, and of course you're gonna have like your day one like patch. So you gotta sit there, download the game, install the game. It's like that takes forever. Install the shaders, compile the shaders, and then okay, start the game. Okay, downloading day 0, day 1 patch. Okay, another couple hours. Okay, I got that now. Now I have to re-download the shaders, recompile the shaders. Okay, got that then. Okay, now can I play the game? And then on console, you're gonna have those god-awful long load times.
Able to make a game that can even slightly compete with what Grand Theft Auto 6 did. 5, sorry. What Grand Theft Auto 5 did. Except for Ark Survival Evolved. And that sold 1/3 the amount of copies.
Well, let me see. Wait, real quick. Game list of most sold games of all time. Okay, where? Minecraft, 300 million. GTA 6, 210 million copies. Wii Sports, what the fuck? That's crazy, dude. Wii Sports. Damn, Wii Sports lasted like a while. Okay, well, maybe I do that. Ark, Mario Kart, PUBG. PUBG is massive. Red Dead was massive. Oregon Trail. What the fuck? I've never seen anything about this game. Terraria. Super Mario Bros. Wait, what is Oregon Trail? What the fuck is this? Human Fall Flat. Overwatch. Witcher 3. Pokemon Red, Blue, and Green. Or Red, Green, Blue, Yellow. Modern Duty. Call of Duty Modern Warfare. This is crazy. Huh. World of Warcraft. Dang, dude, that's a lot of bots. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Wow. And it gets so exponential right here. Like, when are they going to come out with the GTA movie? You know, Minecraft just got a movie. When's the GTA movie? Bro, if they made a movie out of GTA, they could milk the shit out of it for like the same level, if not more, than Fast and Furious.
And I can't believe that these writers and journalists are talking about how this is going to bring the attention of more investors into this industry. That is the last thing that this industry needs. If these morons come in and think that there's a single franchise or company that can mirror what Grand Theft Auto 6 is doing, you have lost your mind. This series is incomprehensible. It's unquantifiable. You cannot touch it. And all of this is riding on the game being good, right?
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, I don't even think that really matters, because they could essentially make the exact same game, update the graphics, and throw in a new map, and the game's going to go nuclear. And we know so little about this game, which is even crazier. Rockstar has said nothing about the game. We haven't seen really anything so far as gameplay or anything outside of the initial reveal trailer.
The trailer, that's it.
It's just,
and we saw a lot of Florida people, Florida inhabitants.
It's going to be crazy. All I know is that I can't wait to see what it looks like. And I can't wait to see what effects it's going to have on the industry, because something this big, it's going to do something.
Yep.
That's for sure. Anyway, tell me what you guys think. Maybe you guys can figure this one out. I'm having a hard time. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy the video, like the channel, subscribe to the channel, share the channel. Follow me on Twitch. Come watch me live. Talk to me on Twitter. Stay cool, stay righteous, stay safe. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Family, family, family.
Dang. I mean, shit, dude. That's gonna be like a meteor hitting the US at least. Like the amount of people that are gonna get that shit on day one versus like day 7 or something. Like everyone's gonna be like, is the game good? Is the game good? Is it safe to buy? Can I get the game? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it this, that, whatever? It's gonna be crazy, but in a good way. But yeah. I mean, the whole thing of like other game studios like pushing their games forward or holding them back, I think that's hilarious. I mean, but it's perfectly logical, but and it's kind of funny when I put that into perspective of like Monster Hunter Wilds coming out, and I'm just like enjoying the fuck out of that game. Um, I mean, shit, Monster Hunter Wilds could have got delayed a little bit and kind of like could have come close to getting hit by it, but like, nope, they dodged a bullet. Yeah, it's gonna be something, man. But I just can't wait to play it. And I'm not even that much of a GTA fan. I'm just like a casual. But other than that, good stuff. And yeah, keep up the good work, man, for sure. I'll catch you guys on the next one. All right, later.